So, good morning YouTube. In this video we'll be looking at developing on our own. So this is off the back of one of the other videos, Mediumship Hacks, where someone from the US was asking, there's not many circles round my way, Charlie, not many places to develop, how do I develop on my own? Now this was something that I had encountered here in the UK, not that we don't have any circles or we don't have any development places to go to. I mean, the UK is absolutely saturated with it. But what I couldn't handle or get on with was the idea of the love and light, or not being able to get the questions that I had answered in a way that seemed to fit logic and my everyday life. A lot of the teachings here are very restricted. I mean, I've recently run a workshop this weekend where someone was bringing forward the idea of 7 realms there in the spirit world. I'll probably have to do a video on the back of that. But a very restrictive way of thinking. Us as humans are very restrictive. We need boundaries. We need places to go to. And yet, in the second breath, we will talk about an eternal progress, but only until you hit the 7th. Makes no sense to me. So for the viewer that wanted to know how to develop on their own, this is what I did. So I started to realise that I was attending circles on a Monday night, on a Wednesday night, and then throw in a workshop maybe at the weekends or attend a residential. And I realised there was no growth. There was no... In fact, what I found was more or less a contradiction on each individual's teaching. One would say one thing, and then I'd have the idea and I'd go to another circle, and that would contradict what I'd learned or heard that week before, and I was left very, very confused. And it got to the point where it was kind of make or break. Am I going to stick with this, or am I going to just stop completely? And I went home and I just sat one evening in the room, and as you do, you talk to the ceiling, or you talk to nothing that's there, you know, like, what do you want me to do? What, give me a sign, talk to me. And now I realise like how stupid that was to be doing that, but it gave me the understanding that I know that I can speak to them at any given time, at any given moment. So I decided to set 2 hours to one side per week. And that just happened to be on a Monday evening. And on this Monday evening, I would sit just with the intention of sitting for my spirit team, for the spirit world. Now that may feel like a meditation or just a quiet period, but what I'd done was, over time, was started to build this relationship with my spirit team. Now in that process, I may be shown a visual, and I would just go along with it. I would just sit there with my eyes shut, and I'd have the lights dimmed, and if I needed music, I would have the music. If I needed an incense stick, I would have that scent floating around in the room. Whatever made me feel better, more secure in myself, then I would definitely recommend that you do that. If you are someone that needs that kind of thing, crack on and do it, because it will benefit you in the long run. You will later realise you don't need any of that, but for the time being, stick to what makes you feel good. Then what I would do is I'd follow this visualisation. Now this may be something that's of a very clairvoyant scene. This will be something that I may be going for a walk, I may be taken to the mountains, I may be taken to a lake. Whatever it will be, I would just go along with it. And when the 2 hours were up, it would just seem to stop. In turn, that may be a series of colours. I would just see like a rainbow, I would just see yellow, then I would just see green, and again I would just go along with it. I started to monitor, how am I feeling, what does that make me feel, and started to ask questions against what was happening. Why am I seeing green? Why am I seeing yellow? Why am I seeing red? And through this process I would get more of an understanding of the process that I'm going through, and in turn would later help me understand people. If I saw someone and I felt like yellow, or I felt like orange or green or red, so on and so forth, it helped me develop. Then I started to do one-to-one sittings, maybe practicing with friends, practicing in a local circle, something along those lines. And I would start to realise that the detail would be a lot more dialed in. I would want to know what the passing condition was a little bit more accurately. I would then go home and sit on my Monday evening, and I would realise that I would be going through a series of passing conditions, giving me that clarity, giving me that detail that I was striving for, or certainly looking for. And so you have to trust this process. This process is not going to happen overnight. You're not going to sit for 2 weeks and notice this marvelous difference and you're going to be the next big thing in the mediumship world. This is going to take time. You need to develop the relationship. But what I do say is that you have to trust that. You have to trust what's coming. You have to trust that what they are bringing forward is something that you need. It was literally me sitting there going, who do I turn to? What do I do? And the spirit world saying, look, Charlie, we'll teach you. We'll bring you everything that you need. We'll bring you every scenario that you will come across. And as time went on, those scenarios got more in depth. They got more detailed. They got more intense. They got more emotional. But in turn, I was learning as I went along. So my suggestion to the viewer that brought forward the question on the video of mediumship hacks is that you don't actually need the circle. Sometimes we just need the pat on the back. Sometimes we just need to hear that we're doing okay. When in actual fact, once you've sat there with your spirit team, you lose that need. You lose that want of knowing that you're getting it right. When you keep getting yeses from clients or from practice clients or from friends or family that you are trying to show this faculty of yourself, then that need for the pat on the back or that need is fulfilled already in that 2 hours on that suggested Monday. And so I encourage you to just sit, just listen, just silent the mind. Maybe you just need silence for 2 hours for the first 4 weeks. And if that's the case, then me or you have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. So just trust it, go with it, and in a very short space of time, you will notice a marked improvement. So I hope I've answered the viewer's question there. It's something that's going to take a little bit of time, as I suggested, but go with it. Once you get an idea in your mind what you want to learn more about, maybe it's more of the psychic faculty that you want to learn more about in your own mediumship, in your own self-development, then you will find that you'll start going through a sensory change in yourself. Then you can put that into practice. That may last 2 weeks. You may then start getting heavily detailed visions, and that's because subconsciously, consciously, with the intent of being more clairvoyant, then that's what the spirit world will bring you. If you want to hear more, if you want to sense more, then so on and so forth with the lessons that will come forward. This is a relationship that you are developing. The spirit world cannot and will not make you do anything. So through the intent of wanting something or through the intent of trying to understand something, you may find that you are being presented with said lesson in your circle of you and your team. So give it a try. Let me know how you get on with that. Let me know if you notice any progress. It's not going to be immediate, so I don't expect to hear from you immediately. But certainly give it a time and make notes, jot it down where you feel that you've improved or certainly can improve. And through that subconscious intent, you will notice that it will be presented to you. So until next time, like if this has been of any value, subscribe, of course, subscribe, because I need the people to engage with the channel and get it out there. I gave this an 18-month time frame. We're nearly at a year, I think. I'm not quite sure. And my target was 1,000 in that first 18 months. So we've just hit 500, so thanks for that. But now we need another 500 to go from there. So any ideas, drop them in the comment box. Agree or disagree with the video, get that in the comment box. You know I like to engage with you anyway. So until next time, I'll see you then.